buffalo was cruising around through the plains, seen a bear, and he thought to himself, oh man, I gotta get away from the bear. Hope he don't chase, oh no, he's gonna chase me. Oh no, I better just turn around and chase him back. 'Cause guess what? I'm on a buffalo. Guy on a buffalo. Hey bear, bet you didn't know you was chasing a guy on a buffalo. Look out, just watch him go. Guy on a buffalo. Oh no, it's a guy on a buffalo. A guy on a buffalo. One day the guy on the buffalo was riding around through the forest. He didn't see that Indian guy crouching down and he popped off a shot. Bang! Fell off the buffalo. Buffalo took off running while the Indian was still reloading. The guy on the buffalo snuck up behind him with a pistol and he was like, hey, better watch what you're doing. Bam! Guy on the buffalo. Break your gun on a stump. On a buffalo guy, we'll step on your foot. Ouch! Don't wake up. Oh, you don't want to mess with a guy that's riding on a buffalo. Hey, Indians, from now on, don't shoot at the guy on the buffalo.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I know that after that fail start, we all needed the dude on the buffalo. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite lines is break your gun on a stump. Guy on buffalo. Oh, the buffalo is not impressed. No. Oh, hold on. Okay, so because I don't have because I don't have anybody in Zoom with me today, I can actually turn that option off so I don't have to hear myself. I did learn, that when I am in Zoom with somebody, I have to have that option on so they can hear me. It's an option in my voice meter, but when I'm on alone, I can turn it off. I don't have to hear myself. I don't have to hear myself talk. I don't have to sound like a ding dong. It's awesome. Okay. So, yes, the guy on the buffalo. Hey, CDU. Hey, Trick Pony. Thank you for the 100 gold pills. Oh, CDU, it's great to see you. AF, Patricia Sertle, my sister. I love you, Duppy. Hey, Duppy. Thank you for the 333 gold pills. AF is AF in foxhole paint for the buffalo. I totally want to chase a bear riding a buffalo. Like, can you imagine a bear is like sees a buffalo and he's like, yeah, that's looks like that might be some good times. They turn around and chase the bear back with the buffalo. Oh my gosh. Yes. Sounding like a ding dong. Need that button. Don't have to sound like a ding dong. Oh, you guys, I love you. Cracking me up. Thank you for the laughs. I needed it. It's been an interesting morning. Thank you, CDU. I am late. I actually plan to stream at noon, as I usually do. That did not happen. AF. It is in voice meter column, the first column under mic, and it is the letter A. If you deselect it so it is not highlighted, you don't hear yourself, but others can hear you if you have it set up the same. AOC is here. Hey, AOC, great to see you, brother. And I'm so excited for all the things that are coming with all the hard work you are doing. It's good to see you. Hi, guys. Doug costs a fortune. Would love to just see a buffalo. Trick Pony said, would love to just see a buffalo. Apparently, like I think I said this before, but apparently in Yellowstone, they have hold my beer competitions. A for anti-ding dong. That's right, Duppy. They have hold my beer. That's what I call them. Hold my beer competitions. I know, AF, it's a risk. It's a risk, AF. Where you go to Yellowstone and it's pet the buffalo day. Who can successfully pet a buffalo day? And I am assuming that that means that who can pet the buffalo and make it out the same way that they went in to pet the buffalo. It is definitely, without a doubt, redneck derived. These are things that we do for fun on our own time when you live out in the sticks and you have nothing to do. It's like, how bad can you get hurt and still make it fun? So definitely pet the buffalo competition in Yellowstone derived from some rednecks for sure. Just Josie, great to see you. Glad you're here. Yes, it has to be alive. It has to be alive. As far as I know, it is wild buffalo that reside in Yellowstone, and the competition is who has the guts to walk up and pet a buffalo, and kind of like bull poker, like bull poker at the rodeos. I'm sure it's similar, except for buffalo, like a bull buffalo's head is like 4 to 5 feet high. They're massive. Buffaloes are humongous. Another reason why I think it would be so fun to tame and have a buffalo, right? A buffalo. Pet the buffalo is just the national park version of cow tipping. If there is a bull, in the pasture, basically, just small, just giant cow tipping. Yep. Wild buffalo is only 308 away from being petted. I know, it would be so fun to actually like go that competition day and film people petting buffaloes. But like bull poker is pretty wild. AOZ said, I'd rather have to feed a pet hamster than a pet buffalo. Oh no, hamsters, they're hard to read though. They're like little rodents and their little faces are hard to read. I think a buffalo would be a lot easier for me to read than a hamster, but I've been immersed in giant, really big prey animals for most of my life. Maybe that's why. Oh, a 308. Right. Yeah, AF. Awaken Down Under. Thank you for another cookie. You're so sweet. I'm so glad you're here. It makes me feel much better. I look for you. I look for my Aussie friends in the chat because if you're here, it lets me know that you're okay enough to be here. So it's great to see you. Thank you for stopping by consistently. It helps me to know that you're okay. Sonia JHC, great to see you. Patricia Sertle, hi, sweet sister. It's good to see you guys. So, I had a very full weekend. I really didn't have time or the mental capacity to really prepare for something of my own. And W Truth Warrior dropped his 5th chapter of Cult of Medics on Halloween. I'm sure I haven't watched it, but it's one of the very few things that I will play and not vet because his work is absolutely amazing. And him and his people that he works with vet and dig so deeply and so consistently and so precisely that I am not concerned at all about legitimacy whatsoever. I have no doubts. So I will be, oh, where is B3? Miracle Girly. Hi, honey. Thank you for the cookie. It's so good to see you, sweetheart. I love you. And B3, which is the bodaciously based broad squad. Where is B3? Okay, so B3 is neat because all of us girls got a lot going on in real life right now. We decided to, hey guys, do you just want to like take a little break and not add to the pot that's going on right now? And all of us decided that that it is probably a good thing for all of us to, because the bodaciously based broad squad is to go live, all 4 of us together and lightheartedly fun and cover whatever subject, but just have a blast together. And right now, all 4 of us are super overwhelmed with like major real life stuff going on. So we're just like, yeah, but do know that the 4 of us are in constant tight contact all the time, and that it will be returning. But with the things going on, we just need to take a little break, but it will be back. So there's your answer to that. There's your answer to that, darling. AOC, it steaks by. I've heard that buffalo is delicious. I want to try it. Crusty muffins is what Duppy calls us. Um, you still feel bad about cow tipping 35 years later. The cows do not enjoy it if you even get to the point where you get to, quote, tip one. If you're drinking and you're young and dumb, generally, because the cows, they're not like dead on their feet like they make it seem necessarily, and they're herd animals. It's not like they ever really hit that state. They're in constant watch for predators, and at night especially. So actually, we got ran off. We got chased down more often than anything. The bulls do not appreciate the attempt whatsoever. And even cows, if you get in with some like beef cattle, like Angus and Herefords, they're pretty aggressive, and they don't play. They don't play. They will take you out. AF said buffalo meat is delicious. It's amazing. I know. I gotta try some. Is this experience talking? Wait, what experience with what, Deppy? Specifically, and I plead the fifth already. It's okay, Sonia. I love you. I hope the cow made a bunch of tasty steaks and cowboy boots. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you're a hillbilly kid and there are only certain things available to you, that's what you do, and you think of the dumbest things on earth, and the more dangerous it is, the funner it is. For I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's like a challenge to see who can get hurt the worst and have the funnest. And you don't cry over spilt milk or you lose. If you're weak, you lose, period. CM9, Angus is the best ever. Angus is pretty good. I raised shows Angus cattle when I was young. Oh, so you raised and showed them. So they were like domestic. But yeah, if you don't, beef cattle, if they aren't domestic, like if you don't spend a lot of time with them, they are pretty aggressive. They can get pretty aggressive. Montana sells it all over. Alaska sells reindeer too. Meats. I've never had reindeer, and I've always wanted to try reindeer. I've heard reindeer is really good too, and they're much pure. Well, no, it depends on how the cattle are raised. Like right now, we get our beef from the neighbors across the road for like super cheap, and just us. We know them, and they're awesome. And it's their cattle that they raise. They're like old farmers, and so I get to go get our ground beef at next to nothing, and it's pure ground beef. It's delicious. Yes, CM9 said yes. She knows. He knows. CM9. I'm assuming you're a she, but I should never assume that. I'm assuming you might not be a she. Lots of restaurants around here have buffalo burgers on the menu. Don't know why that wouldn't also be true in Portland. Maybe they'll live. Deppy, I don't do Portland. I only do Portland when I absolutely have to for some weird off-the-wall reason. I hate Portland, and Portland hates me. I hate it. So I wouldn't know. I had them so tame I could aw, I know cows are like the sweetest pets too. And anything. You can do that with anything if you do it right. Poop. AP says poop. I don't, because of Biden, can you believe that our fake president pooped his pants at the Vatican? I mean, the Vatican, that's an appropriate place, I guess, but seriously. Yeah, I can, but still, it just gets dumber and dumber, right? Do you guys want to watch Guy on a Buffalo again? If you guys want to watch Guy on a Buffalo one more time, maybe I'm milking this way too hard. I don't want to make you guys get sick of it either. Guy on a Buffalo is so awesome. So awesome. I love it. Buffering is bad today. Did I acquire your internet service, Amy? Yeah, well, mine's jumping all over the place. I got it the best probably I'm going to get it. but the weather is super windy and rainy and just all around nasty. Sonia JHC, Colorado sells it and elk. Elk is pretty stinking good if it's done right. If it's a, not like an old rank bull, if it's done well, elk is good. She, okay, CM9 is a she. Okay, good. I didn't have it wrong. I always feel bad if I'm like sir or ma'am or he, she, and then I just feel like a ding dong. I don't mean to, but y'all know me well enough by now to know that. Oh, so how was everybody's weekend? How was your fasting and praying? And thank you all so much for doing that with us. I have no doubt that uh, um that angels went to war for us and the Lord answered prayers, whether we see it or not, in some way. Feel the same about Denver now. Yeah, well, where I'm at right now, it ain't too far from that, and that's going to be one of the perks of getting out of here in a few months. So I'm pretty excited about that. Biden did poop his pants. Biden poked his pants. Biden did pope his pants, that's for sure. Oh, that is for sure. Faux show. So funny. But you know what? Where we're moving to, we went and visited it. Show feet, AP. I'm not showing my feet. Can you see this? Chat stopped. Yeah, I can see this. It didn't stop for me, Sonia JHC. I can see it. It looks like it's going. Maybe nobody's just talking. One cool thing about it is, you know, Oregon is one of the last states to give a damn about the mask, which is expected. But where I live, there's still a bunch of, like, people are still psycho about it. But where we went to, where we're moving to, it was so much better. It was, we didn't get any pushback. We didn't wear one anywhere. And we didn't get any problems with it. We didn't get any pushback with it. Nobody gave us crap. Nobody had a problem with it. The ones that were masked were not visually, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? We're not visually accosting whatsoever. Like, there weren't any dirty looks. There weren't any, none of that. So that was cool. That was a positive, which is a far cry from where we are. Even no, 9 times out of 10, nobody says anything to us when we walk in without a mask. Nobody does. But we get the looks, and it's just dumb. So it was nice. Show fish. Ooh, I did catch 2 fish on Saturday. It was a rough fishing day. I only got 2. It was a tough one, but I did get 2. But where we went, it was way more relaxed, and the people there at the majority are sick of the crap. So that was cool. That was cool. That was a positive. That's a positive to look forward to for sure. Crisco 13, I'm listening on D Live. Do you have vid link for witches we watched? It won't load your replay to look for a link. For which one, Crisco 13? Let me know which one you're talking about. Stopped after Ek comment. Let me check. Okay. Samwise said Buddhas. Haha, Popey Pants. AOC, I know. That's a good one. Popey Pants. That's so funny. Samwise said Buddhas. Oh, you guys are cracking me up. APU's over there shaking his salt shaker. AP, it's so good to see you. Okay, so I did. DW Truth dropped his. Can't we? AF said, can't we impeach him for crimes against those innocent pants? I know. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what a precarious place it would be if you were Biden's pants? Can you imagine the anxiety of being Biden's pants? Can you? I can't. Being Biden's pants. Oh my gosh. No, thank you. Okay. I missed you guys. I did miss you guys very, very much. And it's good to be back. You guys always, I love you guys. It's so good to be back and see you all, and your laughs crack me up. It's good now. I haven't cleaned the phone. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Crisco13, let me know what you're talking about. As far as the show that you're talking about goes, and I'll see what I can do. Deppy said, got a good friend in Lake Oswego area. He says it's not bad there. Yeah, it's mainly like the really blue count. Like the county that I am in is super libtard, super duper duper libtard. And, you know, like Portland is, and I don't know about Salem. I don't get out much. I don't get out on purpose. But where I'm going, it's pretty good. I'm just watching my numbers. My internet's saying it's good, and my numbers are dipping, and it doesn't make, it's not correlating at all. Don't know why it's dipping. But, okay. Everything is looking okay there and okay there. Okay, you guys, so oops. Let me mute that puppy. I want to get this Cult of Medics Chapter 5 going. Didn't know that he was going to drop this on Halloween, but how perfect, right? And his Cult of Medics are amazing. Oh, and I'll be dropping the links here and there for him, and for the website Unsaved that he does with, or Unslaved that he does with Michael. There's a lot of really, I haven't been able to get into it yet, but the feedback that I've gotten is it is phenomenal. It's there is a subscription option, but there's lots and lots of free podcasts too. And I guess it's mind-blowing stuff. So I will be dropping the link to that and his other links too, here and there. Looks like my feeds are behind. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry that Tasselhawk, 1 diamond. God bless you. God bless you too, you guys. I'm so sorry that I missed the lemons as much as I do over here. I don't mean to. Thank you guys so much for all your support and your gold pills. AOC said crimes against poo-manity. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, Crisco said about witches meetups. Think up and lady groomed as child to lead who said no. Oh, Zaboter? Zaboter. Okay, I know that you're talking about Jesse Zaboter. 30 days today, no seizures. Yay, AP! Yay, that's so awesome. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. Crisco 13, I know that you're talking about Jesse Zaboter. I'm just trying to think of which one because I've played a lot of stuff with her interviews. I could probably drop the direct video link for you about witches meetups. Think up and lady groomed us. Was it the Halloween, the one that she was talking about Halloween specifically that I played? Because I know the last one that I played was her Halloween, her interview that she just did. And then at the end they're talking about the fast that we did afterwards. Debbie, good to see you, Debbie Frebby. I have sympathy for elderly, just not evil. Yeah, exactly. AF might need you in need of 2 surgeries after a first severe. I'm not taking the vax. I care for Mother Alzheimer's. There you go. Etch Sonia. Okay. Yeah, I know. And Yeah, and I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to get medical care without having the jab. I don't know. And medical care by itself is creepy right now. I don't trust it at all. I don't touch it. But I haven't had to. I haven't had to, so I'm not. I have the option of not having to, and so I'm trying to keep it that way. Crisco 13, let me know if it's the Halloween special that I just played of Zaboter, that she was covering that. And then that's where, we decided to fast together, was the end of that stream. She talked about fasting. So, okay, so let me know about that. And if that's the case, I can get you that link. If that is the case. So let me know. Oh, dang. Yeah, my internet is all over the place, you guys, and I think it's mainly because the weather is really nasty here right now. It's nasty. It's cold. It's rainy. It's windy. And here we're in it for like 6 months now. So looks like fishing, until we get our cover on, fishing days and our heater. I got really cold this fishing trip and wet because I backed the we bank the boat, and then I jump out and I run up and grab the terror in the trailer and back it into the water, and then my husband live loads the boat and I grab it and anchor it into the trailer with the link and everything. You crank it up and get it in place. But there's a certain sweet spot when you're back in the trailer into the water, and it's the certain sweet spot. It's deep enough where my husband can get the boat just right balanced on the trailer, but I don't get water over my rubber boots. Well, I've been going too deep. So I got water over my rubber boots again. But my main goal is to get the boat trailered correctly, so I'm not. Was the poop deck named after Biden? Oh, maybe. That's possible. Okay, so I want to start this Cult of the Medics. As I'm playing this, I will be in and out watching and chatting, getting things done in the house as I'm watching. I'll be here. If you guys need me to see something specifically, tag me so it goes red, and I will be helicoptering the show when I'm not sitting down, and I'll be sitting down most of it. So White House furniture covered in plastic. Rapture ready. Oh, for real. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this started.
I see the bad moon horizon. I trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight, but it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise.
Okay. That didn't go as planned. Bear with me, people. Foxhole is really not being cool today. Especially the problem is. But yeah. Not impressing me today. I don't know if it's just me or you guys too. But it is definitely not making me happy. Oh, you know what? Maybe, you know what I'm thinking? I think I had it all wrong, you guys. I am thinking... I'm thinking maybe he didn't drop the show. I'm thinking I thought it was the whole show. Let me check. That serves me right for, not doing my due diligence, right? But I think that he, just dropped the trailer, and I was thinking it was the actual show. But I can find out here very shortly. If so, I apologize, and I wish it was the show, because, man, that trailer was intense, in the very least. Oh, Cult of Minix. It is. It's just the trailer. Dang. That sucks. I was looking forward to it, too. Bummer. Okay. Crisco, that is the link to the show that you are referring to. That's it. That's the show you're wanting. Okay. So, is Biden wearing bicycle clips? I do not know. Well, dang. Dang. I guess that was my bad. I thought it was the, I thought it was a show. That's going to be brutal. That's going to be a, I can at least drop the link for, this is where, ooh, pause. This is where his episodes specifically are for Cult of Medics. I cannot wait for episode 5. This guy, DW Truth Warrior, is a super awesome, amazing person. Like, for real. His main focus is this fight. Has been for a very, very, very long time. Over 2 years. Yeah. Yes. Reminds me of iPod and his doxia. Yeah, and he is in real life he's a very complex, devout, and pure person too. In real life, he's also a great person. So, very thankful for what he's doing. That Cult of Medics, oh my gosh. That looks intense. Chapter 5 is going to be intense. Chapter 5 is going to be a pray before you watch her, for sure. It looks like it's revealing basically the core of the reality of everything that we know. We know what's going on. Even Halloween, like, I just can't even bring myself to say the happy H anymore. I just can't. Can you stream from his website? What do you mean? What do you mean, Sonia JHC? I don't quite, from his website? I don't quite understand. Stream from his website. I don't quite understand what you mean there. Did I drop that? Okay, yeah, I dropped that there. I wonder when he's going to be, let me see if he says when. Let's see, chapter 2 explores the history, when he is. Download. November 15th, 7 p.m. is when he is planning to drop chapter 5. And oftentimes he drops it sooner. He tries to drop his episodes sooner than he like plans a release date, and then he does everything that he can to drop them sooner. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I know, Deppy. I'm not having a good time with my internet today at all. It is. It's crap. It's crap. It's total crap. I did find something interesting during the weekend. I had a very busy weekend. But I did, in fact, find something interesting. Let me go. I have not watched this at all, personally. But have you guys heard of the Pennsylvania's dumb Raven Rock? Have you guys heard of the dumb Raven Rock? I did not have time to watch this at all. It looks like a, who was it by? The Confessionals, YouTube, Pennsylvania's Dumb Raven Rock. Have you guys heard of Raven Rock? Hey, Vegan Realist. Good to see you. I think this documentary is like 2 hours long, too. Which is like, ugh. That's a long one. Oh, but you guys. Okay. I forgot about how, I don't know how I could forget about this. Okay. So I don't know, is this the one that I was watching? I do want to play this for you guys. I do know that. So maybe I'll just do that today, since I messed up on the trailer, and then go move my internet yet again. Yeah, here we go. Okay. And I know that I do, let me see, I should have, let's see, bloodline, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Is that on? Okay, that's on pause. Let me do something here. This is because this is, oops, that's not what I want. Is that, no, it's not. Okay, then let me do this. Do you guys know who Fritz Springmeier is? Let me know that. AmyJo, your channel has been messed up. I can't watch replays of your shows. I think something... Really, Sonia? That's really good to know. Thank you for letting me know that. I did not know that. I did not know that my replays were messed up, which should not have to do with my internet. The replays should be fine. It's very interesting to know. that my content isn't being provided correctly. Thank you for letting me know that. Because it used to. It was being provided correctly at one point. That's disappointing to hear. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you guys, I'm going to play a video. I'm so sorry. I'm just watching my internet, and it's just, I don't think I can even control what's going on. I really don't. Because it's, yeah. It's out of, it's, I'm really sorry. Okay. Once I get this going for you guys, I am going to go mess with it a little bit and see if I can stabilize a little bit more than it is. But for now, what's going on here? Let me see what up here. It's just not making me happy. Not making me happy because you guys deserve quality stuff. Not what I'm being handed. Okay, that's what it looks like. Wow. Is that really far behind? My gosh, what is going on? Okay, it says I'm live. There, I don't know. I don't know what the heck is going on here either. Weirdness. Okay. It looks like it's super far behind. Super, super far behind. Because I already have that set. Okay, so we're going to get started on Fritz Springmeier. I'm going to explain to you who Fritz Springmeier is. Fritz Springmeier is somewhat connected to Zaboter through Siska. Somewhat. Okay, I'll just read this. Born Victor E. Schoof is an American author of conspiracy theory literature who has written a number of books claiming that a global elite who belong to satanic bloodlines are conspiring to dominate the world. He has described his goal as exposing the New World Order agenda. James E. Schoof worked for the U.S. Agency for International Development as an international agriculturalist, with primary focus on developing the Balochistan area of Pakistan. Masters in English from University of Kansas. He was formerly a resident of Corbett, Oregon. Interesting. Written and self-published a number of books based on subject of bloodline Illuminati, their use of mind control. He has also endorsed existence of Project Monarch, an alleged CIA alleged. Obviously, this is biased. Assertions of Kathy O'Brien, the Watchtower, and the Masons. Okay, so I'm going to drop you this link. This is kind of, I can't say it either. Okay, so this is kind of just a quickie on who Springmeier is. Many of you probably, some of you, many of you, maybe a few of you already, that's familiar, like that name is familiar, and you already know who he is. Not this last weekend, but the weekend before, I fell down a major rabbit hole and found him for the first time and started watching his stuff, and I was completely blown away. And this video specifically, it does mention other people that we know, that we've heard of in our, oh, don't worry, Sonia. It's okay. It's just kind of an interesting observation. Anyway, so I wanted to criminal conviction. Spoon was indicted in the U.S. court of Portland, Oregon, in connection with an armed robbery. He's found guilty of one count of armed bank robbery in violation of 18 and abetting the use of a semi-automatic rifle, commission felony. So he's a felony. He's sentenced to 51 months in prison, 16 months in aiding $7,500, ordered to pay six. Springmeier's conviction was affirmed by the U.S. Court of Appeals. He was imprisoned and was released from federal prison on March 25th, 2011. So dude's got a record. It's very interesting. Yes, Crisco, the 15th of November. I had it wrong. I didn't do my due diligence. I messed up. I got excited because his cult of medics are the bomb. I just love them. Yes, but don't remember details about Raven Rock. Well, Duppy, I have a 2-hour tutorial on Raven Rock the Dumb, and I will side note that to hit that another time. But I did want to do I want to do this one today. This was very interesting. The Cisco that he talks about in this. Here, let me fix the window a little bit so it is better for better viewing for you guys. The Cisco that he talks about, I'm sure is the same Cisco that I played on my broadcast where we fasted, where she talks about how she was in the presence of God and what she talked about. It is the same Cisco. So these people are all they're all closely aligned because they're on the same mission. I'm sure it's, they you'll see here. Let me just play it. Let me just get it going for you guys. This is very interesting. 40 minutes. It's only 40 minutes. Raven Rock maybe, but not dumb. Interesting. So Raven Rock hits a bell, but that's okay. I will see what I can pull up about that. But I do have I think it's like a 2-hour thing on it, but I wanted to play this today. And because I watched this and I was like, whoa. So I am going to play this for you guys.
What do we call these different creatures that we hear? So, good evening. I'm here with my Czech friends, and they have some questions to ask me. Now, one of the things that they asked me was, what do we call these different creatures that we hear about? We hear about all these alien races, and we hear about fallen angels and archons and Nephilim and demons, and what are these things? And so I have been asking myself this very same question. It's a good question, the $1 million question. The thing that's a little I don't know, maybe you might say unnerving, but if you look at Sir John Dee, he was the chief advisor for Queen Elizabeth and the top magician in England in 1580s, and he conjured up, using magic, he conjured up a spirit or a demon that looks exactly like a gray alien. And then there's been throughout history, other people that have used magic and they've gotten something that looks like a gray alien. So this gives me a strong clue that maybe these gray aliens are not really aliens in the terms of, and I have a tape recording of this one alien speaking, and he said, I've been here on Earth for like 500,000 years you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, when do we quit calling them aliens? They've been here longer than us. We're more alien than them. I mean, they've been here longer than us. So, you know, I've got a lot of information, but I still ask myself, you know, because the grays, as I constantly get information in that the grays are like manufactured, the small grays are manufactured in factories, you know, and they have a hive mind that's computer run and everything. And so those sound very much like something that's actually biologically alive and not a demon that's conjured. So what is it that, why would Sir John Dee, you know, conjure up a demon like that? Or did he not conjure it up and somehow the gray alien came to him, and he just said that he conjured it up? I don't know. It's a mystery to me too, because could it be that those what Sir John Dee created is, even though it looks like a gray alien, is different than the gray aliens that are being produced now? And who is producing these gray aliens? Is it the tall grays, or is it like some secret government? I don't know. These are all, you know, and I can tell you what different people have told me, what different witnesses, and yet, at what point I don't know what to do with a lot of the testimony people have given me. I will share some of this, which I haven't done before, because I don't know how to sort it out myself. It's like Phil Snyder that I mentioned today. Phil said that he had been in the underground. Okay, but when I started working with Phil, and Cisco and I started working with him, we actually realized he was a program multiple personality. So everything that he said is not necessarily truth. It may be programming. In fact, he was all over the place. He would say, my father was this, my father was that. He was all over the place. So he was mixed up on a lot of facts. So what was truth and what was programming, and what were program lies, and who knows what. But we started to break down his programming and get to his deeper Illuminati altars. And then he was to come over to my house. And the day before he was to come over to my house, they killed him. Now, at the time, I didn't want to say anything to anyone, because I thought, one, people would think I was being like kind of proud or something to say, well, he got killed because of me. But two, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to think people thought that he got killed because of me. So I didn't talk about it. I was just like dumbfounded, you know. Oh boy, here was somebody who I was making a friendship with, a whistleblower that probably knew something, because it appeared like he had some evidence that he had been in the deep underground military bases, and he could pull off of his shirt, and he had huge scar down here, which he said that he got in a laser fight down in the dumb base there at Dulce. He was on a deeper level where the aliens were, and he got into a fight with, they had laser guns, and everybody else with him got killed except for him, and he got badly shot up. That's what he said. Is that true or not? I don't know. Why was he killed? Was he killed because Cisco and I were breaking into his deeper parts of his mind that were secret? Or was he killed because he was talking about the deep underground military bases? Was he killed because they thought he would talk something that they didn't want me to find out? Who knows? These are questions I don't know. Phil's handler was naval intelligence. That was Ron Rummel. And Ron Rummel, who was naval intelligence, would come to my house secretly. And then he told me that the big secret was that there were aliens living under the ground in underground bases. He said that was the big secret. And
that were underground bases, but not the underground cities.
underground cities, underground bases.
But
yes.
were they man-made or were they in some way natural?
Both. Yeah,
Okay.
some of them were actually caverns. And so this is what he told me was the big secret. Okay, and then I had a big trip planned because I had been doing all this research and I had a trip planned with my family. And I mean, my family had to have a lot of patience because I was always gone researching, writing, blah, blah. So I could not change plans. I mean, I had to go on this vacation with them to family reunions and other things. And so the afternoon before I'm to leave, Ron Rimmel runs over to my house secretly. He says, "They're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. Here, take this suitcase. They're going to kill me." So while I was on the trip, they killed him. So why did they kill him? I don't know. Was the things he was telling me about underground bases and aliens living in caverns and underground true? Or did they kill him for another reason? I don't know. As far as I know, that was about all that he talked about, so I don't know why they would have killed him for any other reason except that. I don't know.
Was it long ago?
Pardon me?
Was it long ago? When did it happen?
1993. So it happened in July 1993. So yeah, I've been at this for a while. Let's see some of the other things. Some people that I interviewed that had been supposedly abducted by aliens, it was obvious that they were just under human mind control. And I think that they were either abducted by humans and told that the humans told them we're aliens just to cover up what the humans did.
So the Mila project?
Pardon me?
Mila project?
Yeah, this kind of stuff. And I got the distinct impression from this one army guy that we're dealing with some heavy duty alien races, but and a number of people just like they know that they're gonna die and they say, okay, I want to confess what I know, and it's like, okay, we really do have aliens because I saw them when I was in the space, whatever. So they come across like, this is something they want to get off their chest. They want to unburden themselves. In the United States, they consider deathbed confessions to be true, and so these are almost like that. So you're like, when people are on their way out and they're old and they know they're going to die soon, they usually tend to tell the truth. I mean, why would you want to make up a lie at that age? You're not even going to be around for the fun of the lie, I mean, why even bother when you're old and ready to die to make up some lie, So you have to believe them, okay, but what do they know? Maybe they think that they're aliens, but they're really demons, And since I'm a Christian, I would rather use the language of the Bible and just say these are fallen angels and demons.
Which were God creations then, which decided to separate from God and be independent from God.
Right. Well, and the other thing is every alien race that I can learn anything about is evil, evil, evil. There aren't any good ones. So, some Illuminati say, okay, they're interacting with aliens. Right. Well, what kind of race would interact with these sociopaths, psychopaths? Obviously an evil batch, whether they're angels or archons or what, they must be evil. So if they're evil, I'm just rather just label them demons and fallen angels, you know. I mean, so I don't know. I don't have any definitive answers, but like today when I discussed it, I think the safest thing is just to call them all fallen angels and demons. Definitely they're evil. They don't have anything positive for mankind. Even the ones that appear like they're here to help us, they're not. And if you give them a good name, that's just setting us up for trouble. Okay, let's see, what would be another question?
In terms of trouble, we hear from many sources and angles and on various levels that there's a threat approaching, that there will be the Third World War, that there will be a planet that will cause a lot of problems to people, and that there would be crises and genocide and so on. So there is this really sense of something huge and bad just coming upon us. How would you relate to that?
Doom. Well, that's the way these Illuminati kingpins talked, that I talk to, is they're just like, oh, well, you're all just going to get it, you know, and it's just going to come down on you. And they have cards that they can play. They can create famine. They can create weather changes that cause famine. They are in control of moving the food. They are controlled of things enough, the political situation, they can cause the war. They're sitting on bioweapons that they can cause all kinds of diseases. So it's just whenever they decide to play these things, and they have all these cards in their hand, none of them nice cards, and I don't know, we'll just wait to see how it all plays out, you know. I tend to think that once they start playing one bad card, they're going to start playing them one after the other and hit us from so many different ways. I think first there'll be famine and war to weaken us, and then they'll hit us with disease. And when you've been weakened by famine and war, then when you get hit with some nasty disease, it just wipes everybody out because they're so weakened already, you know. And so why waste a good disease on healthy people, you know? Wait till they're weak and then hit them. That's just the way I think. And I think, when do these wars usually happen? After economies get crashed, because then they tell everybody, they make it sound like, well, we had to go to war because our economy crashed. Which, no, they don't have to do that, but they seem to like that pattern. So I'm thinking, okay, first we get to go through the hunger, you know, and then they'll say, well, this stressed everything out, so now we got to go to war. Then now that we've got war and hunger, then they'll blame some plague like influenza. Okay, well, you know, and then they can say, well, everybody was weak, and had poor immune system, you know, that's why they all died. Well, yeah, thanks for releasing it at the right time. I don't think they're nice people. And that's, you know, the plans, how they play those cards, I don't know. The people in the Illuminati that I were getting out starting in 1991, they were all convinced.
Okay, so Duppy was just asking how old this video was. This video is 10/31/2016. I think he looked older in the vids that I saw. Yeah. This video is 5 years old, and he was already basically telling us what they were planning. The sequence of events is not the same. It's interesting that they were not able to starve us out first. It's interesting that we are in some people do say that we're smack dab in the middle of World War III right now. And in a way we are. I mean, what's going on is global. This fight that we're in is global. It is happening all over the world. That's indisputable. We know that. So, and in a sense, maybe, I mean, it very possibly could be even more of a World War III than we're even made aware of. And I think that's probably the case. This is 5 years ago, and this guy was calling it. It's interesting how the sequence of events were not able to come to fruition as far as what he predicted. Obviously, they are threatening the supply chain, and they are doing all kinds of things to try to get us to go into famine, and the destroying of the crops, and who knows, that could be coming. And maybe that's what this jab is, to weaken everybody even further that takes it. I mean, we know that that's the case, and who knows what they have planned, but this guy is calling it. My personal beliefs align with his as far as what the aliens are. I have dear friends that I love to bits that their opinions differ from mine, and that's great. Like, I think that's fantastic. I think that's how we get to the truth. But my belief is that aligns with his, that these aliens, whatever they are in fact fallen angels, and that's where they are communing with these demons, and that's where the demons are. That's where they're getting a lot of their information. This is, I believe it was, probably the same thing in the Egyptian times, that they were communing with the demons, and demons instruct them and give them information and tell them what to do and give them ideas and give them game plans and to play out, and give them intelligent information, like technological information. I definitely believe that. And obviously we know that the people that are doing all these things are absolutely evil, because, well, it's obvious. It's indisputable. And these are the people that these entities choose to align with and choose to commune with and communicate with. So they're, to me, that's a given, right? For the most part that I know of, that's a given. And like he said, I do find it interesting how, some witnesses, it's hard to decipher what to stomp your foot on, because especially the people, the witnesses that he interviews, some of them are heavily MK Ultra, like these celebrities that come out with their biographies. It's so laughable. These celebrities come out with their life biographies, and people watch them as if that's the truth. And we all know that that is a narrative and a fictional book that they have been told is their life, and in fact is not at all. So their biographies are, people are tuning in and watching a CIA lie planted in their heads, basically, is all they're watching. It is not a biography. And so he kind of, he's dealing with kind of the same thing. The witnesses that he deals with, that he's interviewing, he has to kind of try to do his best to decipher what is MK Ultra crap that has been implanted in their head and what is in fact true. So I found that very interesting as he goes along, and my beliefs do align with his, that these, hey, Deback53, great to see you, and thank you so much for the cookie. Thank you. Oh, it's good to see you. My beliefs align with his, that these entities that are communicating with the people here are evil in nature. All of them are evil in nature. They are of the demonic realm. They are Lucifer's army and minions, and however you want to call it, but that's my belief. My belief is there is holy and there is evil. And like the Bible says, if it is not of God, it is of the devil. And so there it is. And what is going on is definitely not of God. So that leaves one option as far as the Bible is concerned, which is what I base my beliefs on. is the word. To me, that's the only constant in this world. Our history is a complete lie. Everything that's in our books is a complete lie. They have tossed us a total narrative and twisted our history to what they want us to believe as far as everything and everybody is concerned. None of it is true. All of it is a lie as far as I've been able to dig up in the last year, which and makes you realize that you don't know anything about anything around you but what you do know, which is in the Bible, and then you have to start digging and learning, which we're all trying to do. Yes, Deppy, the stream does seem to be behaving a lot better now. Except for not now. Every time I get on and start talking, it seems to go kaput. That's very interesting. I hope that it jumps back up because it was doing really well. So and Deppy, I agree with you when you said, "Hey, Roy Stones and Bones, great to see you." When you said, "I wonder if the feds set him up in that burglary," I would tend to agree with you. I have no proof of it. I have no evidence of what that case was and what occurred, but I would definitely agree with you that whatever he was in, either he was just in a bad time in his life and he messed up, or he was set up. Those are my two options. But as deep as he is into exposing this stuff and what he knows, it's one or the other. Either or does not faze me or cause me to question that. Those things don't cause me to question the validity of anything or the validity of anything ever with anybody. So with that being said, this is 5 years ago. This guy was calling it this. Let's listen to the rest of what he has to say. Pretty interesting stuff. I just discovered this guy like a week ago, and I was like, "What? What the? This dude knows." Oh, and the Phil guy that he was talking about that died on the way to his place that day. And they were heavily working on deprogramming him. That is the same guy that we've seen videos of, that dude talking about how he went underground and he got in that laser fight with the aliens. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Trick Pony, that he's following, the devil's following all of us, but we have the protection of God, much to his chagrin. Looks like he is running a stream right now. Is he really? He is. Okay, so we have about 24 minutes left of this. I'm going to finish this video. Hey, Tasselhawk, thank you for the cookie. Thank you so much. I'm going to finish this video with you guys, and hopefully DW Truth is still on, and then I'm going to jump to him. After this, I want to hear what he has to say, but I don't want to start this video and then stop it and end it on you guys. That ain't cool. I love you guys. So let's finish this video, you guys, and then if DW Truth is still on, I'm going to jump over there. Thank you, Deppy, for letting me know that. Thank you for the cookie, Tasselhawk. Okay, let's finish this up. I want to hear the rest of this too.
That Lucifer would be or the Antichrist would be enthroned by the year 2000. Okay. Well, it wasn't just them. I actually found occult writing clear back like 200 years before that was saying the same thing. 2000 seemed to be the date that they set. But but it's not the date that it turned out.
Or maybe it did, but we are not told about this. Is there a possibility?
No, it didn't happen. So,
okay.
No, so why did they change the plan? I don't know. This is something nobody's told me why, but it got pushed back, and now it seems like it's happened because, like I say, I watched now that they're putting the capstone on the pyramids on their logos. It's like, okay, well, they just showed us that they got that in place, but he's not gone public as far as I know. I mean, a lot of people say, okay, Obama's the Antichrist, this person's the Antichrist. I don't believe it. I don't know. Another interesting question. I don't have all the answers. And I'm skeptical. I don't grab just because somebody says something. Doesn't mean I'm going to believe it. It's just like I wrote a book on the reptilians back in 1993 and then didn't do anything with it. And then 2 years later, 2.5 years later, David Icke finds out about the subject and he ran with it. You know, well, I said, fine, let him run with it. Because for me, until I could feel more comfortable that I knew something solid, but my viewpoint was, okay, so 50 people tell me about the reptilians. What's that mean? I don't know. It means 50 people think there's reptilians, but does that mean that they're really reptilians? I haven't seen one yet. Mm-hmm. And like this one man, he called me, and because he knew I was researching this kind of stuff, and he goes, Fritz, I got to tell you this. I have a fishing boat, off the coast in the Caribbean, off Louisiana. He said, I came into dock, and when I got off the ship, this lady there that I don't even know, you hadn't seen her before, I looked in her eyes and she had reptilian eyes. And I have pictures, photographs of people with reptilian eyes and stuff. Fine, but what does that prove? Nothing. Because they make contact lenses that will turn your eyes to look reptilian. So what, are these people just wearing contact lenses to look like reptilian eyes? I don't know. I can't nail down anything. I get a lot of information, but nothing that I'm just absolutely sure about. It's like it's like slippery bar of soap. You would want to fix it so that okay, this is right or this is wrong, but instead you're left with, it could be. I can state an opinion on what I think, but what's my opinion except just another opinion? So, definitely, I categorically am sure that the U.S. government, probably also with the other governments that work in secret, are working with things that they call the aliens, but what are those creatures? Yeah. Because I don't trust our government. I don't trust our government not to work with demons, because the people that run it are Luciferians, So they would be happy to work with demons and then turn around and call them aliens. Mm-hmm. This is, yeah. And I see that David Icke is just, he's not calling them aliens either. He's calling them archons. So that's interesting.
Or artificial intelligence as well.
Yeah, so he's come over to where I am, and he shifted from, okay, these are aliens, to, no, this is evil critters of some kind. But I didn't hear him calling them aliens, and I thought that was very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't think, I can categorically say this, 100%. None of these came from other planets. They're interdimensional if they're coming from somewhere. And that, if I was a betting person, I would say some of them I would say I'm about 80% or 95% sure they're interdimensional. They're coming through interdimensional portals. They're not coming from outer space. And if I was a betting person, I would bet that there's other dimensions.
Okay. And you also mentioned in your lectures that the 13 families that you listed before now changed the configuration a little bit, and there are 7 prominent families. So is it important information? Does it change the situation a lot, or not to a significant point?
Well, in 2009 there was a switch from one generation to another of leadership at Gstaad, Switzerland. So no. And the new generation alienated part of the Illuminati. Now, how exactly did that split occur? Because it's like, picture this, you can understand what I'm saying here. Sometimes there's a person and he doesn't like where he works. So he walks out of the office. He says, "I quit." And the boss says, "You're fired." Now you ask the two. The employee says, "Hey, I quit." The boss says, "I fired." Well, which is it? I mean, it's kind of like, which came first, chicken or the egg? So I'm not sure exactly where you break the split down, whether the leadership of the Illuminati kicked them out or whether they left. Were they fired or did they quit? But there was a split, and because they had this split, the Bushes are not with this factor, and the Collins are not with them either. So at that point, after there was a split, okay, let's look at the leadership of the formal Illuminati organization. Let's look at it from their vantage point, because from the way they talk, they kicked these out. Mm-hmm. Okay, they fired them. They kicked them out. Okay. So now that they have gotten rid of that, they're like, okay, we need to restructure this. So like I was explaining to him, so it's lean and mean. That's kind of a military term that, like when you have 500 recruits to make a parachute company, 400 of them don't make it because you just want the hardcore. So if they're getting ready to go through some hardcore times, let's get rid of the fluff. Let's get the real deal here. Mm-hmm. Let's not have all these hanger-ons that just are lame Satanists, Let's get some really hardcore sociopaths in here. So that's the way I see it, is that from the core group that's left, is that they were tightening down and making it more meaner and leaner. Okay, now we go to the faction that got kicked out or left. What's their perspective? They're like, hey, this isn't the way things are supposed to be run. You're not sticking with the way it was done before. So, they're probably calling, hey, this is foul, you're not playing by the rules, you're supposed to do it this way, and whatever, so maybe they'd be inspired to kill each other, I know that there's that level of animosity there, so fine. I won't, or the kind of tears I will shed are crocodile tears.
Oh yes, we definitely wanted to congratulate you on the Peace Prague Award that you were given.
Oh, thank you.
I think
it meant a lot to me. I don't know if I expressed enough of that when I was accepting it, but for me, I am a man of peace, and but that's hard for people to realize, but I made a lot of choices along that way, you know, I gave up a military career because I didn't want a military career. I wanted to be a man of peace. And I've tried to promote peace, but it may not be so easy for people to realize that, especially when what they see of me is not the peace part, but that I'm waging this crusade against this Illuminati corruption, you know. So, yeah, thank you. It meant a lot to me. It was, it really meant a lot to be honored that way. I mean, there were different ways that one could have honored me, you know, like Pulitzer Prize or something, which I don't deserve. But the Peace Award I felt comfortable receiving.
That was very beautiful, yes.
So let's see, there were a couple other things that you mentioned that would be worth talking about. Do you remember what else you were thinking about?
I can't remember. I remember that I had this idea that some people are calling, you know, the same things with different labels, or that there might be confusion over the same concepts.
Right. Well, just what are we working with here, you know? And then David Icke says, okay, these people are shape-shifting. They're reptilians, they're shape-shifting. And I don't know exactly what to do with that concept either, because like the people I worked with that were getting out of the Illuminati, they were definitely just people. They weren't shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can categorically say I know that not everybody in the Illuminati is some pseudo person that's actually a reptilian that shapeshifts. But I'm not totally convinced. I mean, I've looked at some film of some of these people. If they're not shape-shifting, I don't understand what's happening then. It definitely looks like every now and then some of these people shape-shift. It's really scary. Have you seen the scenes? Have you seen the film? Oh, yeah. They're like filming somebody, and you watch their eyes, and their eyes shift reptilian. Well, that is not contact lenses. No. And then their tongues come out, and they've got snake tongues. So that gives a lot of credibility to what David Icke is saying. That these they're just pretend. In fact, I look at Obama sometimes. He doesn't look human to me.
By intuition, do you mean that this is what your intuition
tells you? Well, a
tells you?
combination, intuition or just looking. There's something about him that is just creepy, that doesn't look human. He's just got a cold-bloodedness. It's almost like you're seeing something reptilian there. Yeah, if I was a betting person, just had to bet, I would bet that he's not human. But so yeah, I give credibility to the concept that there are reptilians. I just don't know how many there are. I can't buy into the idea that all in the Illuminati are. But there may be some. Or are we looking at like doubles? Like, is it possible that there's a Queen of England who's a person, and then there's a reptilian that pretends to be the Queen of England?
And do you mean clones by saying doubles, or other people that pretend to
just doubles from some way? I know that they have the ability to make robotoids. I know they have the ability to make clones. I know they have the ability to take people and like do plastic surgery and make doubles that way. So yeah, I don't know. Again, you're left with the question of which way did they go making this? You know, they recently came out with, in fact, I just did an article which is really, it was an article explaining how they're able to take consciousness. Well, I was like, whoa, they just explained how they've been doing it with the robotoids 20 years ago. They were making robotoids, but then they would have to download the consciousness of the person that they were, or make a copy so that they could put that mind into the robotoid, right? But the robotoids that they were making like back in the 80s only had a lifespan of like a couple months. They didn't live very long. But they were putting their consciousness into them. And they just recently, there was some scientific paper that I had someone send me. And they're explaining that how they're taking the consciousness. I was like, whoa.
Have people to put them in a robot then? With some mind control techniques or with neural techniques?
That just downloaded into the robotoid's mind.